Alright, I'm here once again with Tamara on just a day off in Osoyoos. I'm going to try to make this video a little bit shorter. Today, actually, here in town, I just played a retirement home. I've been playing a lot of those recently. It's a good way to supplement income as a musician, and honestly, I just enjoy it. You know me, I love those old tunes anyway. Being here in the desert-y area near Osoyoos reminds me of the worst hike I ever went on in my entire life.
The government doesn't want us to know that, but the ducks right there, they're free.
Babe, you can't have them.
I already have ducks at home. Why can't I have those?
Those are not the same.
Those are mallard ducks. They're basically the same.
Okay, well, we're not going to commit any crimes.
I just told you, it's not a crime to take ducks. Actually,
If the government doesn't want you to know it, that means they made it anyway. Okay, it's not what this is about. I've told you the story about the worst hike in the world, right?
Yes. Mm-hmm.
So, I was somewhere between Osoyoos and Oliver, on this fairly popular hiking destination. I wish I could remember what it was called, but I was with my friend Ash, and we were very outdoorsy at the time, and so we thought it would be great, and it was fun. We were hiking with some other touristy types, wandering around, and then eventually we realized there were no other people around us. And not only that, but the trail was getting like thinner and thinner and thinner, and eventually we realized we are no longer on the trail, and we were just in, like deer make trails and stuff. So we tried to turn around. We got hopelessly lost. There was no cell service. Here in the Osoyoos area, which is right on the Canada-US border, right by like eastern Washington. I'm not used to this around home, but there are little jumping cactuses in certain places. Probably not in town here, but if you go in the more rustic areas, there's little jumping cactuses, which they're called jumping cactuses because they cling to everything that they touch. They're these little round things, and they got all in our like shoes and pants, and it was a nightmare because we were off the beaten path, and they were everywhere. We were at one point stopping every 3 or 4 steps, literally picking cactuses out of our clothing, and we kept walking. At one point we crested.
Hang on a second, you kept walking?
We had to, we were lost. We were
Okay.
trying to get back to civilization. What would you do? We didn't have a tent.
Do you want to know honestly what I would do?
What?
I would sit, I would cry until somebody found me.
Yeah,
I
no
would
one would
die.
ever find you. You would die.
It's fine.
So we crested a hill, and at one point we looked out at cresting this hill, and it was just a field of cows that we were suddenly found ourselves in the middle of. I know, my first thought was, this is adorable. And then all the cows were kind of just staring at us, and we were like, wait, couldn't cows really mess you up if they wanted to?
Yeah, technically.
So we bolted. I briefly interrupt this story to bring you a beaver. Look at him. This is the most Canadian thing you'll see today. A little beaver. I think it wants to eat the ducks. Do beavers eat ducks? Anyway, I got distracted by that beaver, but my story continues. So yeah, we were trying to avoid the cows, and it was starting to get dark, and we were legitimately starting to worry that we would have to get stuck there overnight because we did not have cell service. We weren't sure if we had the ability to make an emergency call, but our phone was at like 7%, so we didn't want to try until we absolutely had to. At one point, we started to hear like creepy noises of animals, and we passed by like what looked freshly killed and didn't smell so good, of like just like the corner of a deer, like a shoulder and arm basically. It was really messed up. Anyway, miraculously we eventually were able to figure out where the trail was and make our way down. We get to the front and we're like telling the harrowing story of like, it was the worst, and we thought we were gonna die, and we got stranded on this trail, and there were cactuses and cows, and they were like,
So deathly. Cactuses and cows.
I know, it was scarier, I swear to God. But we got to like the front desk of the place, because it was like also a restaurant, and we told them our story, and they're like, oh yeah, did you like go left at this point? And we're like, yeah. And they're like, oh, everyone always does that because it looks like you should go left, but you actually go right. Yeah, like happens to like someone every day, and we're like, mark your trail. What the hell? So, anyway.
How to read trails better.
I'm gonna be honest with you. It felt like it was gonna be a better story till I told it, and now I'm like, I don't know if the story is going anywhere. But hope you enjoyed it. That's the first thing I think about when I think of the Osoyoos area. Yes.
Is cows and cactuses are dangerous.
Yeah.
And when in doubt, don't go left.
Yeah, go right.
Go right.
Make the right choice.
Oh.
Anyway,
Puppy.
this meandering vlog is not going anywhere really, but we're having a day off. We're just enjoying our day.
The seagull got way too close for comfort. I didn't like that.
Tomorrow, we are going to make the trip about 4 hours further down the road to Creston for my second gig of the tour, and then we're going to Alberta from there.
Look at you.
Anyway, thank you for watching. Check out the description for links to where you can find my music where it's sold or streamed online, as well as the channels to my other wonderful fellow VEDSies. And I'll catch you all again tomorrow and every day for the rest of this month. It's later, and literally on our second and last night here in Osoyoos, we realized that the hotel has a nice courtyard. Something about like hotel pools that is like a specific childhood nostalgia for me. Because when you're a kid and you're on vacation, like the hotel pool is like vacation enough. So I have lots of memories with like me and my sister just hanging out at hotel pools in whatever city we were in. My dad had a lot of hockey tournaments here and there. So yeah. Anyway, just an amendment to the vlog. Seemed like a cool place to end it. Have a good night, y'all. I'll see you tomorrow.